So, if you're watching this, you've probably thought about starting a YouTube channel before. You've probably watched some videos and got a rough idea of what you want to do. However, today we're going to look at the key things that are actually going to help you grow and get monetized fast. But before we start, my name is Amal and I help beginners with Faceless YouTube channels that hit over 100,000 views, have the potential to generate some crazy income, and all that they need to show your face or use fancy equipment. Today, I want to walk you through how to start a Faceless YouTube channel the right way, without the fake guru advice, without unrealistic timelines, and without selling you the idea that you can make a few AI generated videos and make thousands overnight. We're going to talk about how to actually set you up for long-term success by choosing the right niche, coming up with video ideas that have the potential to go viral, creating thumbnails that people actually want to click on, and creating engaging scripts that actually keep the viewer watching to the end. This is not about shortcuts. This is about understanding YouTube so you're not wasting months going in the wrong direction. To begin, the first thing you want to get right is your niche, mainly because your niche determines everything that comes after. A lot of people pick niches based on what looks easy and not what's sustainable. You've probably seen videos all over YouTube saying that you can create these AI videos in 30 minutes and go viral overnight, or copy this channel and make passive income. And while I'm not saying those methods have never worked for anyone, the problem is that once something is framed as an easy opportunity, everyone rushes in at the same time. When that happens, niches become oversaturated extremely fast. It gets to a point where originality disappears and it becomes almost impossible to stand out unless you already have momentum. Even if you do manage to go viral early on one of these trends, maintaining that success long term is very difficult. This is because the content usually lacks depth, personality, and room for growth. Over time, viewers get bored, and that's why YouTube stops pushing it and the niche dies. This is why most people that chase trends burn out or quit. On the other hand, what actually works is picking a niche that balances these three things. You want to pick something that you're interested enough in that you don't hate the process, something you can realistically improve at over time, and of course, something with real earning potential. You obviously don't have to be obsessed with the topic, but you do have to be able to consistently make videos without forcing yourself. At the same time, you want a niche that advertisers care about, because if there's no money in the niche, monetization becomes harder later on. A good way to validate the niche is checking the demand on YouTube, and of course whether you can supply content consistently without running out of ideas. If either of those are missing, the niche won't work. Timing also plays a huge role in growth, and this is something most beginners completely ignore. Most people don't understand that every niche goes through a life cycle on YouTube. At the beginning, a niche is new, there's very little competition, and there's no clear blueprint to follow. This stage is actually the hardest mentally, because there's no guarantee. Plus, views are inconsistent and there's no proven format to copy. But this is also where the biggest opportunities exist, because if you find something that works early, you can quickly replicate it and grow extremely fast. Then comes the growth phase, which is the best time to enter a niche. There's demand, there's examples of what works, and there's still competition, but it's still beatable. Finally, there's a saturation phase, where everyone is copying the same big ideas. The big creators mainly dominate the space, and new channels struggle to get traction. This is the worst time to enter a niche. If you've ever seen a big channel with hundreds of thousands of subscribers, but they only average a couple thousand views per video, this is a sign that the niche is either too saturated or declining in interest. By the way, if you need help creating a Faceless YouTube channel that can generate 100,000 views and potentially generate some crazy income, book in a call with me using the link in the description and we'll discuss how I can help you. You also don't always have to invent something completely new. A niche can be created by combining two existing niches, targeting a very specific audience within a broader niche, or taking a very successful format and reinventing it in a different way. Remember, originality on YouTube doesn't mean being the first person to ever do something. It means presenting ideas in a way that feels distinct and intentional. Once you've narrowed down your niche, you also need to look at RPM, which is how much money YouTube pays per 1,000 views. RPM varies massively depending on the topic. For example, finance and business videos can earn more money per view than gaming or entertainment. But with that being said, higher RPM doesn't automatically mean better, especially for beginners. High RPM niches often require more expertise, higher quality production, stronger credibility, and sometimes even initial investment. This is why lower RPM niches often have a larger audience and are easier to break into for beginners. When you're just starting out, it's often better to focus on learning the basics, building consistency, and improving over time, rather than chasing the highest paying niche right away. If you're struggling to find the niche, you can pick one from this video in the top right, where I got over 5 Faceless YouTube niches that I do to blow up in 2026. Once your niche is locked in, the next thing you need to master is coming up with strong video ideas. Ideas matter more than editing, more than thumbnails, and more than production quality. A great idea with average execution can still perform well, whereas a weak idea with amazing editing and amazing thumbnail will almost always fail. Every video idea should be built around a topic, a format, and an angle. An angle is what separates your video from hundreds of others covering the same topic. One of the smartest ways to find proven ideas is studying outliers. An outlier is a video that has significantly more views than any other video on the channel. To find one, look for a channel that has under 50,000 subscribers, with only 1 or 2 videos that perform 10 or even 100 times better than the average post. Those videos didn't go viral randomly. Something about the idea, the timing, or the presentation strongly resonated with the viewer. Your job isn't to copy it exactly, it's to analyze why it worked, improve the concept, and add your own spin. Another extremely underrated way to find video ideas is going through comment sections. Comment sections are gold mines, mainly because they're full of unanswered questions, frustrated viewers, and suggested topics. When people comment things like, "You should make a video about this," or "You didn't explain this part," they're literally telling you what they want to watch next. That's literally free market research. If multiple people are asking about the same thing, that's a clear sign of demand. You don't always need to reinvent the wheel. You just need to find the gap between what people want and how creators are delivering it. After the idea comes the thumbnail, and this is where most people fail. It doesn't matter how good your video is if no one clicks on it. The thumbnail is the first thing that people see, even before the title. According to YouTube, average click-through rates vary between 2 and 10%, with around 6% being the average, but that varies on niche. For example, celebrity and drama content seem to have a higher click-through rate compared to educational content. You have a simple goal, which is to outperform the average in your niche. Thumbnails aren't about looking pretty. They're about grabbing attention and evoking emotion. Color choice is extremely important because different colors can trigger different feelings. For example, red can signal urgency or danger, whereas yellow grabs attention and feels energetic. Black creates mystery and white creates contrast. These choices should match your niche and the emotion you want the viewer to feel. Contrast is also critical. The subject of the thumbnail should clearly stand out from the background. If everything blends together, the thumbnail loses its impact. Simplicity is also another key factor, as more than half of viewers on YouTube are using their phone. If your thumbnail has too many elements, it becomes unreadable at a small size. The most important ingredient though is curiosity. A good thumbnail should raise a question in the viewer's mind that the video promises to answer. This could be through before and after images, highlighting a strange detail, or showing the result without revealing the process. The title works together with the thumbnail, and this is where copyright skill comes in. Copywriting is one of the most valuable skills you can learn in the YouTube scene. In fact, the title should often be written before the video is even made. A strong title creates curiosity, removes unnecessary words, and speaks to a broad audience. Techniques like fear of missing out work extremely well when used correctly. This is because it makes the viewer feel like they're behind if they don't click on the video. Numbers are also important in a title because it gives clarity and sets expectations. A vague title like "How to Grow on YouTube" is much weaker than a title like "7 Mistakes That Kill Small YouTube Channels." The number element makes it feel more specific and actionable. Finally, once someone clicks, your script determines whether they stay. Most YouTube videos fall in either educational or entertainment categories, and each one needs a different approach. Educational videos need to clearly communicate what action the viewer needs to take and why it's worth taking. Entertainment videos need to focus on emotion and curiosity to keep the viewers engaged. No matter the type of video, every script is built around 3 parts: the hook, the body, and the outro. The hook is the most important part of the entire video. It decides whether someone stays or leaves. A strong hook confirms the promise of the video, uses simple language, and speaks to a broad audience. If you lose people here, the rest of the video doesn't matter. The body of the video should be structured logically, with each point flowing into each other. The body of the video should be structured logically, with each point flowing into the next. Instead of jumping from topic to topic, you want to use smooth transitions that make each point feel more important than the last. This is what will keep your viewers engaged. The outro is more important than people think. Instead of just saying a simple "thanks for watching," you should guide viewers to another video of yours that they're likely to enjoy. This increases watch time across your channel. And trust me, YouTube favors this heavily when deciding what to recommend. Again, if you need help creating a faceless YouTube channel that can generate 100,000 views and have the potential to generate some crazy income, click the link in the description and take you to my website where you can learn more and book a call with me so we can discuss how I can help you. Starting a faceless YouTube channel isn't about hacks or shortcuts. It's about choosing the right niche, understanding demand, creating strong ideas, and executing consistently while improving over time. I promise you, if you focus on those fundamentals and be patient, the results will follow. No hype, no gimmicks, just the process that actually works. If you're interested in learning more about me, I'm going to put a video of my story up on screen. If this video provided you any help or gave you any clarity on what you want to do, drop a sub and I'll catch you in the next one.